Fiona, let's go home.
Nah, I'm already overtime.
Hey, yo, why so hardworking?
I need the money for my sister's treatment.
What happened to her? Bye. So what happened to your sister?
She has severe combined immunodeficiency. Yeah.
What is that?
SCID is an inherited disorder related to the immune system. People with SCID have a defect in their immune system that leaves them vulnerable to potential deadly infections. SCID involves missing T cells, which are white blood cells that identify and attack perceived invaders. Affects function of B cells, which are white blood cells that produce antibodies against infection.
So what did the doctor say?
Now, the most common form is caused by a mutation in the SCID X1 gene, which is located on the X chromosome. This gene encodes a protein that is used to construct a receptor called the interleukin-2 receptor. This receptor resides in the plasma membrane of the immune cells, and their function is to allow T cells and B cells to communicate. But however, when the gene is mutated, the receptors cannot be formed and are absent from the immune cells. The immune cells cannot communicate with one another about invaders in the environment. Not enough T and B cells are produced to fight off the infection, and the body is left defenseless. SCID weakens the child's immune system. Children with SCID are at high risk of developing conditions like ear infections, pneumonia, meningitis, chronic diarrhea, and sepsis. ADA deficiency is a very rare genetic disorder which is caused by mutation in the gene that encodes a protein called adenosine deaminase. This ADA protein is an essential enzyme that produces new DNA. This enzyme also breaks down toxic metabolites that otherwise accumulate to harmful levels that kill lymphocytes. People with SCID often have to take antibiotics and supplemental infusions of antibiotics to protect themselves from serious infections.
SCID has two main types. First, the X-linked, which is the most common and it occurs only in boys. Children with X-linked SCID has less T cells but more B cells. Second, ADA deficiency, which involves low levels of B and T cells in the immune system. Other types of SCID appear when a gene mutation is inherited from both parents. The child has two copies of the same gene mutation. These disorders occur in both males and females. SCID can be identified before the baby is born by removing and testing cells from the placenta, or by removing and testing a sample of the fluid surrounding the baby. The most common screening methods are immune function test and a blood test that detects low white blood cells counts, as well as low levels of immune cells. The bone marrow transplant. A bone marrow transplant is when special cells, called stem cells, that are normally found in the bone marrow are taken out, filtered, and given back either to the same person or to another person. Bone marrow produces stem cells. These stem cells eventually develop into blood cells. The purpose of a bone marrow transplant is to put healthy stem cells in place of the unhealthy ones. Gene therapy. Patients with ADA deficiency SCID were treated with T cells carrying corrected DNA. Basically, the researchers corrected the DNA in a sample of the T cells and then returned the T cells to them.
Why are you crying? It's my sister. Can we go see her?